Okay, good evening. My name is Justin Timmons, and the article I'll be talking about today is personal data is collected on kids at school all the time, and here's how for parents to protect their children's privacy. So, the article is written by Valerie Strauss, and it talks about how in our children's schools, the there is certain vendors and agencies that are collecting our children's private data. And this type of data can include name, email address, grades, whether your child speaks out in class, discipline dates, even their country of birth, and like the orientation of the children's family. It can include their disabilities. It can include their health records. I mean, anything that makes up a person. All of these things include. And what they are is that they're secretly data mining this from our kids. I'm a parent myself, so my kid also, and selling it to government agencies and private firms that are for profit. So that, and then they're taking those and selling them for profit for information on a child's life in school and whatever statistics that they need to benefit whatever product or services that they want to um, market to families with children. And so you had a group of parents who created the Parent Coalition for Student Privacy. And what this was, it was a campaign for a commercial-free childhood, and they went against um, the big guys um, that allowed these kind of things to take place in school. One of them being In Bloom was a corporation who wanted to gain all these children's information and sell it. So they went against the company um, legally, and they won. And in 9 states they were able to totally shut down In Bloom, and eventually In Bloom shut their doors because the school said no. And so what you have here is a problem between parents and their children wanting to keep their children's privacy safe and not in the hands of people who are going to use it for personal gain or for anything for that matter, because it's private. It's their children's privacy. Then you have schools who responsibilities are to integrate the new technologies that we have in the 21st century, and to teach our kids those technologies and use those technologies to ultimately cut costs of how schools used to do things in the past, and then have children on board on the new technological world that we live in. And then you have these other companies and agencies who want to use that technology to data mine um, information off our kids. And so essentially, you have a tug of war where you have the parents on one side and these agencies on the other, and then you have the school in between, because the school wants to do what the parents want, keep the children's privacy safe, and at the same time, the school also wants to serve their technology theme. And so the problem here is ethics with technology in school. And so the point that would be made is that she's trying to shine light on the fact that these schools are allowing purposely or ignorantly our children's data to be mined by these companies who are wanting their information um, to for good or for bad. But the point is that there's been no permission. And so as a parent, my kid is homeschooled, and she's homeschooled for a lot of reasons. But I think this is one reason that I can add to my list because I my kid's information is nobody's business but myself and my kids, and maybe primary doctor and teachers if needed. But it's nobody else's business. We're not living in a reality. We live in a world where it would seem that everybody's information is everybody's right to have. That's just not true. And if we were to follow that, then there would be no privacy in anything. And so I think it's important that we start in the schools and that it continues throughout a child's life that their privacy is protected. And whatever acts like the FERPA Act that's outdated, that was made in 1974, it needs to be updated for today's technological advances to protect our children and to further protect future generations who are unaware of these things that are taking place. And so, in this article, to sum it up, she just wants to shine light on the fact that our children's data is being mined, and there is something we can do, and there is something that people have already done, and people will continue to protect their child's rights. And as technology advances, we will have to continue to keep up to date on what technology can do and how it will negatively affect our children. Thank you.